Hi darlings, this is Christina and today we have a few new Dior goodies. I have the Dior Forever Skin Stick, foundation stick, and I have the Dior Forever Contour Stick. So if you're interested, just keep watching and let's get into it. For some reason, I have been desperate for a nice foundation stick. And when I heard it was coming, Dior was coming out with a new foundation stick, I was hoping it'd be what I was looking for, something easy, something to travel with. I had purchased the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint, and we'll get into this in another video, but it definitely is not the same. I'll give you a comparison at the end of the video. The claims of this particular foundation is, this is stated to be a multi-use foundation stick that delivers a natural blurred finish with 24-hour wear and all-day hydration. It's a buildable coverage, effortlessly evens out complexion to real flawless look in a single step. So it's stating it's also comedogenic, so non-breakout causing, dermatologist approved. Okay. I have worn this already, and I have to say, this gives quite a bit of coverage. I was actually really surprised in a good way. So I actually have the color in. That is normally the color I go for in the Dior foundation and anything I do with Dior complexion wise. And I'm glad I did, because I was like teetering between the 3 and the 3.5. I was like, ooh, maybe I need that. This actually is pretty rich in tone. So that is the color. Now, yes, it looks a little light on this skin, but on my actual face, it's actually a pretty good shade match. It's a pretty good shade match. So yes, let's just get into it. I'm gonna bring you guys in a little closer and I'm gonna show you that. Okay, so I'm actually gonna use my Nikki LaRose foundation brush. Yes, this is gonna pack more because it's going to press into the skin, but I really enjoyed this brush. And you know, if you want a lighter look, you pick like a fluffier brush. I could use my Eyeshadow polishing brush and that gives a different finish. But today I want to do this. Just so you know, the only thing I have on my face right now is my skincare and sunscreen. And I'm trying a new sunscreen, which I really like. It's the Chantecaille sunscreen, and I will have a separate video on that very soon, darlings. I don't know if that one will come out first or this one. But so I put like a light layer here. Put my hair. So I'm going to take the foundation brush side and I'm going to pat on. So look at that. I think it's a pretty good match. I have the idea that I'm really warm in tone, but in reality, when I'm trying different foundations and things on, this is actually, I'm actually very neutral. I am warm, but neutral leaning. And so that's why I'm glad I didn't go any darker. Just a little on my blemishes. I want to see if it'll cover those blemishes, so I don't have to necessarily use concealer. Look at that, guys. That is pretty darn good. Definitely have some texture here. It's time for a chemical peel, so I will be doing that soon. But I just want to show you, because it says it's blurring. Let me show you what it looks like with my texture. At the foundation, it is a beautiful formula. It feels very smooth on the face, very lightweight, and it gives the idea of a plump and supple skin. Like, it looks really good. I could see myself definitely doing this as my everyday foundation. It's so easy with the stick. It's exactly what I hope the Charlotte Tilbury foundation stick would do. This does. That's not a foundation. We'll talk about that later, but this is beautiful. That's all set. We're going to now use the contour stick, and this is in 3 medium. I thought number 1 looked way too gray for me. 2 looked more bronzer-ish, and 3 looked like the perfect tone. 4 looked too dark. So this is what it looks like. So I do have one other contour stick because I've been trying to understand contouring, guys. It's not a great thing for me. I'm trying to understand the artistry of it, only because it's supposed to just enhance the definition to your face, right? So yeah, I have one other stick, the Victoria Beckham one, so I will show you a comparison after I do this. It's different in color though. This one is a little darker, a little cooler. So I'm just going on the places they say you want to sharpen. I'm really bad at contouring my nose, so I'm a little nervous about this. And I have to say, it glides on really nice. It blends really nicely too. I would say between the Victoria Beckham and this one is a little stiffer. So I feel like it holds like that contour color better, where the other one is a little bit more emollient, which like a lot of her things are. Even her eyeliners are very emollient. A little too emollient in my personal opinion, because it doesn't have the staying power you need. So that's that. That's how that looks. Ooh, that's a little crazy, huh, guys? A little bit. Look, I'm not gonna leave it the other side and just kind of blend with. That's what I love about this brush. You can do so many things. I'm just gonna go over those lines a little. So that is the contour. Very light. Like I said, I'm not a master contourer. I'm really just learning this now, but as you can see, maybe it gives a little bit of definition to like my cheekbones, my nose. I know I'm trying to look and see. I see a little bit, right? And that was pretty easy. And I really like how this contour stick is shaped, because it's so easy to just get that chiseled look in everything. It's a very innovative shape, and I really appreciate this in this contour stick and the foundation stick. Okay, let me just tell you the claims on this particular contour stick. This is the first Dior Forever contour stick that blends easily and seamlessly with the skin for a naturally sculpted or bronze effect with 24-hour wear and hydration. So once again, we're talking about that whole 24-hour claim. I don't know about 24 hours, but I can definitely tell you that I wore it to work and it lasted beautifully throughout the day. Like, I didn't even need to touch up. And I think I did put more layers on my skin, but regardless, it was really good looking. It was like one of the best foundations I've seen last throughout the day. Now I'm going to just put a little concealer on my House Labs. This is a nice brightening. I don't want to do anything too crazy because I feel like we got so much good coverage there. Take my Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush. Just pat it into. Okay, now we're gonna actually bronze. Now, this is no longer available. This is the Chanel Curve Doré. I am actually looking into something to be very similar to this as a replacement. One of my job locations that's by a really, really fancy mall, because I had to refill my Louis Vuitton perfume in California Dream. I was like down to the bone, and they have an actual place where you can refill the bottle. So I was refilling it, and it was in a Bloomingdale's, and I was able to look at like the Sisley bronzers. I was looking at a lot of things there, and I think the Sisley bronzer will actually do very well as a like a comparison, because when I swatched it, it looked very similar to this. Because this is such a nice color. You know, I love this for the summertime. It definitely has like a illuminating effect. And since we already contoured, now we're just gonna bronze. Guys, I am so sorry. I did not pick up any of the other powders from Dior. I honestly don't love their powders. I don't. And there's some other things I'd opted to spend my money on than the powder duos. We already had the Chanel ones. I'm sorry. I wasn't interested. It didn't excite me. I just didn't want to do it. And so I didn't. I didn't purchase any. I have other things that I have that I purchased instead, which I think are beautiful products that I think you will like better. That's going to be in separate videos, but you know, I can't have everything and I don't want everything. And there are plenty of reviewers that will absolutely review those products. I'm just not going to be one of them to do the blush highlighter duos or the contour highlighter duos. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna review those. And after I've seen more reviews on them, now I really don't want to review them. So, you know, it looks like the same sad dry powder from Dior. I'm just gonna use this a little here. Just like a basic brush here. About this foundation, I don't feel like I needed to powder. Like, especially like now in the summer, I'm getting so oily. Like, it used to be so opposite, and I don't know what's happening with my skin, but it's changing in a way where I'm no longer complaining about being dry. I'm complaining about being too oily. So I'm having to redo all my makeup choices and adding more normal, less oily based things, because I actually don't need the extra hydration right now. I need less of that. I need more like normal things. There is one Dior thing that I did choose. It is one of the Dior Couleur shadows in Beige Mitzah 658, and I actually saw this on Joanna, which I'll link her channel down below. She's so cute. She's kind of a newer YouTuber, and I'm always going to support other YouTubers, people that I feel like I look up to or that I appreciate what they're bringing. I'm a girl's girl. I'm always going to support other women. She is a new YouTuber from Germany, I believe. She's got 2 little boys, and I'm happy to support another mother doing YouTube because it is not an easy task. So if you like luxury beauty space and you are, you know, looking for another reference, you're lighter skinned than I, you will like her because she's so lovely. She really is. She had this and this eyeshadow, and I thought, oh, that's really pretty. I kind of want to try that. She was so sweet. She was like, yeah, I've watched your channel when it was suggested to me a few months ago, and you know, I bought things on your recommendation, so it only seems fair you buy one on mine. And I thought she's so cute. So I will give you a little shout out when I try this on. I recently redid my braids. I said I'm gonna do one more go round because it's still pretty hot. We're like in the thick of summer, and I thought, oh, I don't want to take them out right now. So, and we're going to Palm Springs in a few weeks for my sister's bridal party, and yeah, I don't want to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. But this hair is definitely cooler leaning, so I thought it would work better because this is a little bit cooler of a eyeshadow. It's really pretty. It's got a nice sheen, a nice shift, and I don't have anything quite like this, so I was excited to order it and try it. So it gives a very nice, pretty, you know, a little bit of depth, a little dimension to the eyes. Now I'm going to use a palette that I have fallen in love with. I told you guys you're going to see it more. This is the Saint-Honoré Dior Limited Edition palette. I know it came back for a hot minute. I'm just gonna pack these 2 colors here because I just want a little more shine. Ask to be notified, and Dior will notify you as soon as they come out, because it looks like they are restocking them. So it should come back out, I think, at least one more go around, like a full on launch. At least maybe, you know, maybe a few hundred palettes that they'll release before they no longer carry it. So I'm just going to take my favorite little Refer 29 brush and take those same two colors, put on the inner corner, because the color is really pretty, but it is a little darker. So I like to bring a little light to the inner part of my eye. I just really have enjoyed this palette. I use it like almost every day in some way, shape, or form. I may not use all the colors, but I definitely break this palette out, especially the shimmers. I love the shimmers. You know, I'm a shimmer girl. I love them. Okay, darling, so I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup, and I'm going to come back with my final thoughts. Okay, darling, so with my makeup, I just put a little bit of the Guerlain Terracotta blush in light pink. And the reason why I selected this particular blush is because the Chanel bronzer is, or what is this? It's an illuminating face powder. But basically a bronzer to me is so shimmery that if you add another shimmery blush, it's a little too much. You're gonna look a little too glowy in the places that aren't very flattering. So I prefer to put any type of nice natural matte blush, and I thought this one paired so beautifully. I also use the Lisa Eldridge 1-in lip contour pencil and the Chanel Cocoon color in the Rouge Coco Balm. I love this color, and with the Lisa Eldridge lip liner, it is such a beautiful pairing. So these are the things that I added in addition to the things that you saw. Now, of course, everything I use on my face, everything I discuss and review will always be in the affiliate links below. I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time to even watch my videos, let alone purchase from my links. Everything you give me does support this channel, so I appreciate you guys so very much. So, yes. Let's go into the comparisons that I promised. This is the Victoria Beckham Stylo Contour, Contour Stylo pencil, and this is in the color Marble. So as you can see, it comes with a little, it's kind of like a little pencil head. Of course, it's thicker than a pencil, but I just want to give you a comparison. So that is the color. So you can see it's a lot warmer in tone. Look, that stick, look at that. It's still on there, and it's pretty like solid. So I'm going to do another comparison so you can see the difference in tone. So, and you can see the slip. So this initially has a little slip, but then it kind of dries down. The Victoria Beckham has a lot of emolliency, and I feel like doesn't dry down all the way. I feel like I always feel it a little in like on my skin. So I tend to have to like powder down on this, and since it's summertime and I don't want to powder down as much, I just don't reach for it, probably more so in the fall. But I want to give you a comparison of the Victoria Beckham Marble and the Dior Contour Stick in 3-in. Yes, or 3 rather, 3 medium. So that is a comparison, but it's been like less than a minute, and you can see how it's already starting to dry down. So it's a pro and a con. It's gonna glide onto your skin very easily, but you are gonna have to blend it relatively, you know, quicker than you would have to do with the Victoria Beckham, but you don't have to worry that it will set and you won't have to powder. Now the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Tint, I find this beautiful as the stick comparison to the Dior Skin Glow. That to me is more similar, you know, the one I reviewed some months ago, and you see how it kind of has that whole glowy look. It's got a little pigmentation. I have this in the color 8 medium, but you can see it definitely doesn't have any coverage, and it's definitely very sheer, very shimmery, very sheeny. I actually like to put this under my eyes. I feel like something about this Actually looks really good at reflecting light off of the eyes, because my eyes, I can have like heavier, darker circles. And then I like to use it as a retouch, but it's not a foundation. Let me show you the Dior foundation. I need to put that much up in comparison. Okay, so you see foundation, okay, Charlotte Tilbury stick. Two different products completely. Definitely can give you, I would say, pretty medium to, I would almost say full coverage, because I remember putting this on and putting a lot more on because I was just like testing it, and I felt like very perfected looking, like almost too perfected looking, because I'm used to having lighter, almost like skin type of foundation. That's what I gravitate toward, and this definitely was giving like very flawless skin look. Now I would say you could probably pair these two together and that'd be really pretty, but they're two different products. Okay, I just wanted to give you that comparison. Now, what do I think of these two products? Wow, I'm really, really impressed. I almost want to pick up the contour stick in number 2. It's number 2, yeah. Yeah, it looks more like a bronzer, but I don't really wear cream bronzers too much, so I'm really hesitant. I may wait for a Sephora sale. I'm not going to pick it up anytime soon, but it definitely is more of a bronzer versus like a contour, and I wanted a contour, so I'm glad I chose 3. Someone who's like medium in skin tone, I think this is a good tone for you. I think the foundation is fantastic. It definitely is long wearing. You feel very hydrated, very luminous, and I think it does give you a lot of perfection. If you can look at my skin, you see how it just looks so juicy. It looks so nice and hydrated, and I think this is a beautiful foundation. Definitely one of my favorite from Dior. I have a few of their foundations, but none that have ever like really wowed me. And am I saying this wowed me? Kind of. It's still more makeup than I'm used to wearing, like how it looks, but overall I really, really like the formula of the foundation, darling. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope this helped you. If you are interested in a stick foundation, tell me, darlings, are you interested in picking anything like of these up? Have you tried it? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? Darlings, I hope you have a great day, a wonderful week, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.